Falcons fans, welcome in. It is producer Reed in front of the camera today. Usually I'm behind the camera pushing the buttons, but today I got permission to do a little mailbag with you guys. If you've seen me before, I have been PD's producer for the past year. Unfortunately, PD is gone, but he'll be back in a little bit to do his at-home videos, which is I'm very excited for. But if you've seen me before on like the live shows and stuff, I've done the half-off half times. I've been on camera a couple times, so I'm excited to have a show to myself and answer questions that you guys have. So before we do that, though, we are losing the like battle to Saints now. Trace Gerard thinks he can beat it. I think we got him. We're down by 43 right now. So get down and like the video today, and we'll start answering your questions. So, like I said, mailbag time. You're watching Falcons Today by Chat Sports. I am Reed Barkus, and you guys asked some pretty good questions. I was very excited because some people had hot takes. Like, there's a good amount of hot takes in here, but there are some questions that we can answer as well. And if you want to be featured on the next mailbag, just look for the next community post. I'll probably do one next week or somewhere around there. I like to have them go out like on the weekend so that you guys have something to watch that's not maybe news. But I love answering questions from you guys, and I am in charge of the channel now. So I see all the comments. If you get a response from Falcons Today, it's most likely me. Sometimes Joey will do it. Joey's been on the show a couple times. Love Joey. He's been great. But it's usually me. So I put that community post out there. I'm answering these questions. Let's get right into it. We got Z Money Edits. What's up, Z Money? I remember you from the watch parties and everything. Hot take. James Pearce is going to have a better season than Jalon Walker. This is not a hot take. I don't, like, I agree, but I also don't agree because they're still rookies and we don't know what's going on yet. But we have looked at this before. This is the rookie sack predictions. I forget which article this is from. We did this with PD here, but Jalon Walker is at. I'm still getting you. I'm first video, still getting used to this. It's all backwards. But anyways, Jalon Walker, 6 sacks. James Pearce, 5 sacks. I remember PD, and I agree with what PD said on this. Flip them. I think James Pearce has 6. Jalon Walker has 5. But I also think they'll have a little bit more. And like I said, it's not a hot take. I can totally see this happening. I think James Pearce, they traded up in the first round for him on purpose, like for a reason. I said on purpose. For a reason, James Pearce Jr. is on the Falcons from the first round. And I don't doubt that they're going to get a ton of snaps because they're both first-round talents, and Jalon Walker's great. James Pearce is great. I don't think that's a hot take. I totally agree with you. We'll have to see what happens. I'm really excited for them this season, though. All right, let's go to the next question. Hawkins family. Hot take. Bijan wins Offensive Player of the Year and finishes 4th in MVP voting and runs for 1,796 yards, 16 TDs, and has 1,973 all-purpose. This is a great thing. I'm loving this already. And Falcons finish 11-6, even better. And the Saints finish 0-17 and take Noah. I looked this guy up to try and figure out how to say his last name. I'm not even going to try. Noah F. out of U of A with the #1 pick. And shout out to Tucson, Bijan's hometown, where I am from. Rise up. Hawkins family, thank you. Rise up. I love the question. I first started reading this, and I was like, this is awesome. I love this question. We did talk a little bit more about Bijan on the last video. I think this was not yesterday's video, but the day before. I'm pointing this way. I got to get used to this. We've talked about this the day before, or 2 days ago, and Rolly went into depth, but I created the script. More about, Bijan and how he's going to have an MVP season. He wants to have a Saquon-like season, which I'm totally okay with because a Saquon-type season means maybe going to the Super Bowl. But hey, we can't go that far. But if you look at last year, 304 carries, a little over 1,400 yards, 431 receiving yards, and 15 total touchdowns with 5 20 or plus rushes. I mean, Bijan is Bijan. We all know who Bijan is and how great he is coming out of Texas. And I mean, I am so excited for his 3rd year. But if you look at Saquon, and we showed this on the video about Bijan a couple days ago, like I was alluding to earlier. I mean, it's hard to compare to the Offensive Player of the Year last year, but I can totally see Bijan having a great year at the same as Saquon. I mean, a lot more yards. His all-purpose yards were very, very impressive, but same amount of touchdowns. And like we talked about in that video, you guys should go check that out. It is he wants to have a more explosive season in terms of runs. He's done with the 30-yard runs. He wants the 50, 60, 70 like Saquon has in 2024. All right, let's go to the next question. Do you think Raheem gets fired midseason if they start something like 2-6, even though they have a tough schedule the first 7 weeks? First, let's look at the schedule. We got week 1 versus the Buccaneers, week 2 at Vikings, week 3 at Panthers, week 4 at Commanders. Week 5 is the bye, week 6, Bills, Monday Night Football, week 7, 49ers, Sunday Night Football, week 8 versus the Dolphins. Let's first just I don't think he's going to get fired even if they do go 2-6. But if we go back to the schedule real quick, Chip, I think the first game is going to be tough. The Buccaneers, I think, are going to be a good team. I don't think they're going to be anything special, but when you have a rookie quarterback, I mean, rookie not going into a second year, but his first start as the starter, it's going to be tough going up against a division rival. So I think when you go week 1, tough. Vikings, tough game in week 2. Panthers, I think we're okay there. Commanders is going to be a tough game as well. Like, I mean, you said, like, it's going to be a tough first 7 seasons. With it being his first year, I don't think Raheem's going anywhere. You got to see what happens with, I mean, when you say midseason, because the question was midseason, is he going to get fired? If they go win only 3 or 4 games, 5 games, then you can maybe beg the question, all right, is Raheem done? Should we move on from him? But as of right now, I don't think so. I like the question, though. Going back to that question, Jay, the ones who know, he would love that question. He does not like Raheem Morris. But anyways, going to Owen. Darnell gets more yards than Drake London. I don't hate this. I think they're going to both have insane years. I think they're both going to have over 1,000 yards. But if we look at their stats from last year, 158 targets from Drake London compared to 106 to Darnell Mooney. I mean, we can all say Drake London is this team's wide receiver 1. We all know that. Over 1,200 yards last year, 9 touchdowns. But Darnell Mooney is not far off. I mean, if you think about it, I think they're both going over 1,000 yards. And with Micheal Penix at the helm, they're just going to thrive. And especially with Darnell Mooney, I don't hate him maybe having more yards than Drake London, but I like I said, they're both going to have over 1,000 yards. Micheal Penix is going to sling the rock, and I am so excited for it. I don't care what anyone else thinks. He's going to be a great quarterback. I think they found their franchise quarterback, but like you said, or like your question, I don't hate it. I don't hate it, Jim. Well, what do you guys think? I think Drake London may have a little bit more. I think, like I said, they're both getting over 1,000. But, hey, you guys get down in the comment section. Type 5 for Drake London or type 1 for Darnell Mooney, whoever gets more yards in 2025. I would be typing probably Drake London. But I think Darnell Mooney gets a little over 1,100 yards, and I think Drake London gets probably around the same, maybe 1,300 yards. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited, though. All right, before we continue on with the questions, this Falcons long sleeve, I think this is sick. I love the camo, but it's from Fanatics, $20 off right now. We were looking at what it was before. It was $55 before. I think it's $36 now. Yeah. What are you talking? Like, this is a steal. I would buy this shirt right away. It is still on sale now. Chatsports.com/Falcons sale. I would grab it. Not much more to say about this shirt. I love it. It looks a little bit tighter, which is cool. But if you guys are interested, chatsports.com/Falcons sale. Go get yours today. got a rep for the 2025 season, which I am very excited for. All right, let's go to the next question. NL Gabriel 75. Is Michael Penix getting slept on too much? It feels like almost every media outlet wants to talk about Jaden Daniels way more than MPJ. I don't know. I mean, I guess I heard they're talking about him. It's his first start. It's his first season as a starter. I've heard a lot, but I mean, when you have a season like Jaden Daniels had, I mean, 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, and you take the Washington Commanders, who we thought were a joke in 2023, and took them all the way to the NFC Championship and almost beat the Eagles. Just kidding, they didn't. But when you have a season like this, people talk, and people talk about you, and everyone was talking about Jaden Daniels, and I mean, it makes sense because when you have a season like that, it's hard for Michael Penix Jr. to compare or compete with that because it's like when he has a season like that and Michael Penix plays 3 games at the end of the season, I mean, they pick and choose though. Keep sleeping on him. I'm okay. Keep sleeping on him. I want them to be like, oh yeah, he's not gonna be that good, and then all of a sudden he has maybe the same type of stats or maybe even better than Jaden Daniels in 2025. I would love that, and I think it might happen. Hot take from Cool Whip Max. I hope I said that right. Brilan Trace becomes a key piece on the defensive line. I agree with this. I don't think this is a hot take at all. Bralen Trice is coming back from his ACL injury. I think he's going to fit right into this defense. And especially when you look at the front 5 right now, Jalon Walker, I have him starting. That's what they have online as well. And then Ruka Rohiro, David Onyemata, Zach Harrison, Leonard Floyd. And then we got Bralen Trice right behind Jalon Walker. I think he's definitely getting snaps. Bralen Trice is going to fit perfectly into this defense. And especially with last year in 2024, we could have used him even more than now. But we had this quote from our earlier video. Trice is still recovering from the torn ACL he sustained last year. Head coach Raheem Morris said training camp would be a realistic goal for the second-year player. This is Taryn Wack, by the way, from Falcons.com. He is at the point where he's out there with our PT, Morris said. I don't want to misstep my words. He is with him most of the time. He's doing a couple things on the side. He's doing a lot of the running things, but definitely not at the full category yet if we were doing some of those things. So he's just working his way back. I mean, we talked about this earlier. I didn't talk about it because I was behind pushing the buttons. But we talked about him. He's set to be back, hopefully, training camp. And I mean, this is great. And I don't think that's a hot take like you were saying, that he's going to be a key part. I agree. Like, he's going to be, I mean, at least depth. But he's going to fit right into the defense, like I said earlier. I'm excited to see what he can produce because in Washington he was phenomenal. So I'm excited, but I don't think it's a hot take at all. Ahmed K, hot take. Pearce doesn't start on our defense for at least 10 weeks unless there's an injury. I had my thoughts on this when I first read this question. I don't know. It's really hard to tell because I don't know what their plan is for both Jalon Walker and James Pearce. Like I said earlier, Jalon Walker is slotted in as the outside linebacker starter, but I don't know. I think he does start. James Pearce, he's definitely going to be getting snaps. He's definitely going to be in the rotation. They have a ton of depth now, which is amazing because last year we were just begging for a pass rush. And now we've got a ton of people who can potentially do that. And I'm very excited for that. But like I said, Pearce is definitely going to get snaps. His rookie projection was 5 sacks. They wouldn't project that if they're like, oh, yeah, he's but not going to get in. But like you were saying, you don't think he starts. I agree with that. I don't think he's starting. I think Jalon Walker's going to start. But he's definitely going to be in the rotation, and I keep saying this after every question and everything I talk about. I'm excited to see it because I am. I just want football back, baby. All right, me 27954. Hot take: Kyle Pittz has a breakout season and has 1,000+ yards. Man, I hope so. I really hope so. we've done a couple videos now talking about Kyle Pitts and is he potentially going to get traded. I really don't want him to get traded. I want him to go back to 2021 and have the season that we all think he's going to have each and every year. If you're a fantasy owner, nobody cares about your fantasy team, I know. Excuse me. I mean, we were all waiting for it. 356 yards after a 1,000-yard season, and I know the inconsistent quarterback play is what has hurt him a ton. But Malik Neighbors did it with Drew Lock and nobody. Like, I mean, man, I'm excited to see what Michael Penix and Kyle Pitts can do, and which is why I don't want him traded. There's so many trade rumors, and we actually have a video that went out on Friday, because this video is going out on Sunday, talking about Kirk Cousins trade rumors and Kyle Pitts trade rumors. The Steelers called to see if Kyle Pitts was available. I don't want him traded. I want to see what they can do in 2025. I'm excited for what they can produce. I'm going to say it again, and I've said it every single year. This is the year that Kyle Pitts has over 1,000 yards again. I know, but I think it's true. All right, next question. Falcons fan 85. I don't really have any hot takes. I just want the Falcons to make the playoffs. I'm tired of having my hopes dashed at the end of every season. This is going to sound cliche, and it sounds cliche every single offseason. I feel like this year's different. I feel like it's different. I don't know, Jim. But after everything that we've, even all these questions and everything that I've set forth for this video and like just doing all the research and everything, now that I'm in charge of the channel, I'm doing way more research than I did when I was the producer with PD. But I've learned everything from PD. And every year, last offseason, we were like, this is it. We're going to be great. I wanted to draft the Falcons defense last year in fantasy football because I thought they were going to be insane. And then they started off the season and they were terrible. So every offseason, it's like, oh, this year's different. I don't know. We killed it in the draft. We really, really killed it in the draft. Offense looks good. Michael Penix. Think we found our franchise quarterback. I just really hope the Kirk Cousins stuff doesn't get in the way. I don't want it to be a distraction. I want Michael Penix to have a great year. But this year feels different. I don't know. You let me know. All right. Predict the Falcons record in 2025. Let's see. Producer Chip. I'm going with 12-5. 12-5? I don't know. Maybe squeak a 13 in there. Who knows? All right. My Twitter is Reed_Bartkiss. Like I said, I am in charge of the channel. So if you're getting responses from Falcons TV on YouTube from your comment, it's probably me. I'm in charge of what happens during the shows, you know, which shows we're talking about, what news we're talking about, rumors, anything like that. It's all me. And I post every video that we do on my Twitter. So you want, you know, Twitter follower, I'll probably follow everyone back because I have like 50 followers. So go over there, follow me, and make sure you subscribe, like the video. And if it was a little rocky, this is my first video ever. Hopefully I get on a little bit more, but I'll see you guys.